Yes guys, what's going on? Shuri here. Today I'll be showing you how I qualified for the ePremierLeague Grand Finals using a spectacular and wonderful unlocked account on FIFA 23 Ultimate Team. Before we jump into that though, a few words from Shuri going into a little bit of past on the ePremierLeague qualifications. Also, quickly to mention, this tournament's worth 100,000 smackaroonies, aka pounds. Brilliant. Cheers, Alex. Right guys, so going through a couple previous qualifications here, this being the first ever ePremierLeague qualifiers during FIFA 19. We do not speak about that absolute red card of a post from me. I don't know how the photographers let me get away with that. But here I went to represent Leicester and managed to make it to the tournament in FIFA 19, the first ever ePrem. This me collecting my medal, which was absolutely unreal. And we got to play that from the King Power Stadium. This me focusing up at the main Grand Finals. Then in FIFA 20 here, I managed to make it with the main man, Tom Lees, with Watford, which was amazing. And in FIFA 22, of course, made it with Stokes as well for Watford. And going into a cheeky goal here from the tournament, I'll let the commentator do some work because it was rather wonderful and spectacular.
It's big passing here. Back and forth. Finally, Ronaldo, and there you go. That's what we were waiting for. That's what Shuri was looking for.
Back to you in the studio.
Cheers, Roy. And for this year, we will be trying to represent Fulham on the Xbox side of things at the ePremierLeague Grand Finals. Now, this very detailed graphic, as you can see right here, a lot of stuff going on. However, one thing to make very clear, we're down to the last 4 players on the Xbox Fulham side of things. 1 spot available. Let's go have a look at the unlocked account now and see what squad we're going with. Right, ladies and gentlemen, and into the sensational, fantastic and wonderful unlocked account that we have here to use at our disposal for the ePremierLeague qualification. An absolutely spectacular team here. Now, I'll run through the team very, very quick. Of course, a couple of things that are extremely important to note. We, of course, do have an unlocked account that has every single player on the game, but we're only allowed to use Premier League players or players who've previously played in the Premier League. For example, icons like Hullet, icons like Vieira, and, of course, a hero like Ginola. Comprende? Comprende. I don't speak any other language than English. In goal, boys, Edwin van der Sar, a fantastic keeper who makes an amazing save, as you'll see later in this gameplay. Path of Glory Walker at right back, a spectacular card, of course. Koulibaly, very similar as well in terms of just how amazing and wonderful he is. Ruud Gullit starting in at centre-back here, but he will be switching out for Vieira starting in centre midfield. João Cancelo, the informed card who's been out for quite a while, but still a very trusty player to use in the team. Want to watch Anthony in at right midfield. Needed some 5-star skills on the wing and, you know, that absolute injection of pace. Heung-min Son as well on the other wing. Just really consistent stats with his dribbling, shooting and pace. Vieira in at centre midfield, as I mentioned, will drop into centre-back and Gullit will move into centre midfield. Yaya Toure, the absolute goat of a man. Literally the second coming of Gullit on this game, minus the 5-star weak foot, but, you know, we'll let him off for that. And then up front, boys, CR7 Rule Breaker, a very, very meta card. Even though he's a little bit probably outdated, he still works really, really well. And then, of course, the main man, 5-star, 5-star. I don't know why I needed to do that. David Ginola up top. And then, of course, the bench as well. We're allowed any sort of rating. We're allowed any rating in all of this, boys, as long as they are Premier League, current or played there in the past as heroes or icons. You know, I can't exactly go and throw Rudiger in my team in at centre-back just because he's played at Chelsea in the past. But you can for icons and heroes. Hopefully all of that made sense, boys. Without further ado now, that's the team. That's the unlocked account. Ready to absolutely slide tackle some games. Let's see how the gameplay went in our ePrem qualification. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so into the gameplay we go here for my ePrem qualification. As you can see here, very, very similar teams that we're going to be matching up against. Of course, we've all got unlocked accounts for this little section of qualifying for the tournament. Obviously, only down to the last 4 players here. So everyone's got basically the exact same teams. Now, one thing I wanted to touch on right off the beginning, guys, is, of course, this gameplay pre-recorded, going over it here. I just want to give my nice raw reaction and go through the games as I was kind of how I felt in the moment type thing, because I don't have the live reaction from when I played. So this is the next best thing I could do for you guys. And this game's actually right here is against Lisa Manley, who's a female player who's been in the scene for a couple of years. And this was one of them games where I was there like, right, I just really need to get through this first round, this being the winners bracket semi-final. Then hopefully us moving on to the winners bracket final. And then, of course, the grand final at the end. Now, one thing that's very important to mention, guys, is that if you make it to the grand final through the winners bracket, which obviously only one person can do, it means that I'm allowed to lose twice at the end, right? So it means whoever's come from the loser bracket into the grand final against me needs to beat me twice, whereas I only have to win once. Hopefully that makes sense, which we'll get into later in the video. But yeah, guys, this was a game where I was like, I just needed to get through this. It was a little bit shaky at the start. I didn't score for a long, long time. I had a couple of chances, but it didn't happen. get a goal back right here. But this was a game where I just needed to cruise through and just get myself into the final in my head. Yaya Toure with a lovely, absolutely sensational green there. And yeah, guys, this, of course, as you saw from the intro, as we used a nice new skill move there, this will be my 4th out of 5 ePremierLeague qualifications. The only one I've not made so far is FIFA 21. I lost in the final against Nixneb. Trying to play for Leicester again, it was, as I did on FIFA 19, which was absolutely heartbreaking. But as you saw from the intro, we made it in FIFA 19 for Leicester, FIFA 20 for Watford with Tom, of course, and then FIFA 22 with Stokes, of course, for hashtag, which was absolutely spectacular. Now, going into the winners bracket final here, guys, this man was called HS 146,828,000. That didn't make any sense. But this was a player who I didn't really know anything about. This is, of course, on the Xbox side, boys, so there's a couple people who I don't actually know too well. However, extremely good player, and it made life very, very difficult in these games. We get a nice goal with Anthony there to get our first goal of the game. But I'll be honest, this guy would just not go away, and it's one of them very, very frustrating games where this guy's put the perfect chip on there. And I remember at the time just thinking, there is no way he's actually done that as perfectly as he has. But we're trying to work some space down the line with Son here. Doing the Shorey special here, boys. Lovely little Elastico outside there. And we find a nice green into the top corner. And this was so needed, boys, I'll be honest. I knew in this round that if I beat this guy, I would be playing him again in the final, most likely. Because I could tell by his ability, I was like, oh, this guy is actually very, very good. I make a terrible step out right there, which was really, really bad. And CR7 punishes me once again. Just absolute disaster of a situation. And to be honest, at this point, I was quite rocked mentally. I was in quite a bad place because I was doubting myself and I was thinking, oh, if you don't make it through this round, you could be in big trouble. However, his defender gives us a nice little bit of leeway here, chaps. And CR7, we don't miss the green with CR7. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't know what this thing going on at the moment is, by the way, where the player kicks it back into the goal. I'm sure you guys have experienced this in foot champs or whatever. But yeah, of course, ladies and gentlemen, this year representing Fulham, I will be. One of my best mates is a Fulham fan, so I thought, why not just go for Fulham? I've done Watford in the past before because of my granddad. I did Leicester in the past before because of my best mate, Mikey Wren. So I thought, another one of my best mates, I was just like, let's go for Fulham now. Shout out L-Dog the dog. Jesus, I'm going on a tangent here. But we're 5-2 up in this game, and we've done a lot of good work, right? And that might be the cleanest tackle I've ever seen, given as a penalty, boys. But anyway, moving on here. 75th minute, I'm there like, right, surely we can just close this out. He does score the penalty, but we managed to hold it out, guys. And, you know, just a little bit of game management, you know what I'm saying? As crazy as constant press is, it's the most important thing just to try and, you know, hold the ball as much as possible. But we all know constant press is absolutely disgraceful. But Yaya Toure puts it in, and that is us winning 6-3, which means, ladies and gentlemen, we're in a fantastic position because now this guy, as I'm Zappy Dragoon, I didn't see his gamer tag there. This is the grand final, boys. So this guy now needs to beat me twice in a best of 2, whereas I only have to win once. Of course, all of these games being best of 2s. Now, let me tell you, the most roller coaster ride of a game I have ever played in a long time, right? In terms of the emotion I was going through in this game was just absolutely crazy. You know when you know that you're making a live event, chaps, it's a different feeling. This is a £100,000 event, the ePremierLeague. We all want to make it. And as this guy scores and gets 1-0 up, I'm thinking, oh, Jesus on toast. CR7 goes through there. I knew at the time, I didn't even celebrate. I was like, offside, straight off the bat. Plays a nice little pass into CR7 now. I've tried to move the keeper a bit, but he goes 2-0 up. And I'm in a bit of an interesting position now because you're 2-0 down. I had Stingray on the call with me. Shout out the absolute king. And, you know, he's just telling me to keep calm. Now, boys, this save from Van der Sar, I mean, I don't know how much more praise I can give Van der Sar there, but that's absolutely mental and kept me in the game a lot. CR7 should have scored here. Red time with Ginola, just was feeling a little bit nervous, I think. And this goal has to be one of the most clutch goals that got me back into the game, boys. Nice cross into Salah and a lovely green volley, top bins from the absolute young king, Mo Salah. And that finishes 2-1 in the first leg. So we've got a whole leg. We're only 1 goal down. And just to let you guys know, because it might be a little bit confusing, this guy didn't start the aggregate score correctly on this leg. So it is 2-1, but we're in the second leg, right? I scored this goal with CR7, and we're there like, right, we are back in business. Back level terms, I'm thinking, right, it's time to go. We end the game because I told him about the score thing, and here we are at 2-2, so we're all absolutely good, rolling again. Now, one thing I did in this game, guys, was switch to 4-3-2-1 because I realized against this guy, I was like, I just need to use the fullback. We get a lovely goal there, a driven pass into Ginola through using the fullback, which was just really, really helpful. Once again, the fullback in Cancelo on overlap in this formation, which is why I mentioned that because it's so important. Finds a lovely cross into Ginola, who heads it down to Son. Son with the lovely finish, the absolutely fantastic finish. And I really use this part of the game to be there, like, right, let me just absolutely power some goals at him right now because he might be a little bit flustered. You know, I've just scored a couple goals in a row, might have the pressure getting to him. We find a nice pass into Ginola, lovely little step over here, and that puts us 5-2 up, boys, and we have got qualification right on the horizon. Don't know if you like the pun there. I do try my best, but 5-2 lead going into half-time, and they're like, right, no choking is allowed here. Just need to be nice and calm, nice and, you know, composed in this situation. However, this guy, very big credit to him. He was really, really difficult to play against and very good down the wing as well, right? He caused me a lot of problems. Ginola makes it 5-2 there, and in my head, I'm thinking, oh, really, Alex? Come on. And I've got to show you guys the remainder of this game a couple of heroics. This is when, you know, life is just going your way, guys. Honestly, like, literally, watch this. Hullet, the pass into Zaha. He's hit the post when I've moved the keeper the wrong way. Hullet makes the save as well. Hullet makes the save. The keeper makes the save from Hullet's rebound as well. This guy's playing FIFA 19 doing the skill moves. But there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We managed to clutch up the qualification of the ePremier League. Playing for Fulham, of course, on the Xbox side, I'll be playing with a player called Gangle, who is going to be the PS side of Fulham with me. So it's a 2v2 type event where we play one leg each and combine the scores, ladies and gentlemen. But what an absolutely amazing feeling to have made ePremier League. That's 4 years out of 5, boys. So I think, you know, I've got a decent little record going of making it to the ePremier League, which is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video of going through my ePrem qualification and just looking through each goal and just feeling it raw, etc., which is the best way for me to react to it with you guys. I do apologize that this was a couple of weeks ago as well. We really are going to get the YouTube back up and rolling now into the new year, and I'm excited to get some series going. If you guys did enjoy the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, boys, have a fantastic day.